We have standing by to speak to us on the importance and significance of this honors that have been conferred on the Ogoni chiefs. Public affairs analyst Olalekan Ige joins us virtually. You're welcome on the program. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Good afternoon and welcome to Niger Delta Today.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, let's first begin to understand how significant this recognition is to the Ogoni people, especially considering their struggles over the years.
Well, I think it's been long in coming. Remember that not too long ago, the president, I think that was during the June 12th celebration, Democracy Day, recognized the Ogoni Nine. Those were the 9 people that were killed by the daughter of General Sani Abacha, led by Ken Sarurua, and 8 others, were given national honors during the Democracy Day celebration. And I think after the president set up a committee to dialogue with Ogoni people, I'm sure one of the things that came out of those resolutions is that the Ogoni Four also deserved some kind of recognition, maybe to put a closure, to Ogoni Nine and Ogoni Four. So I think the president has done that, has now placed, giving them posthumous national honors of Commander of the Order of the Niger. This will probably put a closure, to both sides, the families of the Ogoni Four that were initially killed, sometime in 1995, and of course, Ogoni Nine that were killed thereafter by the junta of the late General Sani Abacha. This was a closure. This probably there is a whole lot, among the people, and this will probably give them a way to go forward.
Indeed. Well, then we'll also look deeply into President Tinubu directing the NSA and the NNPCL to engage the Ogoni communities to finalize modalities for the resumption of oil exploration in the region. Some people want to believe that all of these activities within Ogoni is geared towards the resumption of oil exploration. But do you see a humane face to all of this? Is it just about the resumption, or the president is really concerned about the realities and experiences of the Ogoni people, trying as much as possible to bring justice to them and assuage hot feelings?
Well, you can put all of them together. You can say, look, okay, the federal government wants a resumption of oil exploration and exploitation in Ogoni. The federal government of Nigeria needs money from all sources. And of course, if you have an asset that is just lying waste, something that can generate you money, you want to look at it and see how you can reactivate such facilities. So on one hand, you can say, yes, the federal government of Nigeria is interested in resuming oil exploration activities in Ogoni land. Then the other leg is really come with a humane faith. I'm sure you know that the Ogoni people have gone through a lot. Out of their struggle came the hydrocarbon remediation project. There were a whole lot of things contained in the Ogoni Bill of Rights, as champions by most of. So having learned from their experience, particularly with Shell, and I'm sure you know that one of the major grounds of Ogoni people had to do with Shell Petroleum Development Company, who they saw they will never allow them to operate on Ogoni soil again. So from their experience, all over the years, I'm sure they'll be able to put the best foot forward, especially in terms of engaging with whoever that will operate the OML 11. The Ogoni area has the oil acreage of OML 11. So whoever or whatever company that will now resume oil exploration activity in that axis will now have to negotiate with the people. I'm sure the people will have a template of whatever they want so that they can sign a global memorandum of understanding to say, look, this is what we want. This is how we want to develop. This is how we want to progress. This is what we need as the people. I'm sure all of this will be contained in a document that will be presented to the National Security Advisor and the NNPCL.
In your view, are the people, or how are the people receiving these appeal moves made by the federal government?
Yeah, I'm sure the federal government has set up a dialogue committee. The dialogue committee went around the 4 local government areas of Ogoni people in River State, Tai, Eleme, Kana, and Gokana. They got the feedback of the people, and I think the majority preference of the people is that, look, they are not averse to oil exploration activities, resuming in Ogoni now. They are not opposed to it from the vast majority of those who spoke at all of the venues where they held the meeting. I think one of the core things as discussed during that dialogue was that, look, what is the need for the people? We have gone through a whole lot, with the previous operator. Now that the federal government is desirous of exploring for oil in Ogoni land, okay, no problem. We are not opposed to it, but we have a template upon which we can engage whoever that is going to be the operator of OML 11. So they are not opposed. It's that of a mixed reaction. If you are saying it's the mood, there is now a closure. Remember, after President Tinubu recognized the Ogoni 9, a lot of Ogoni people were happy, but the families of the Ogoni Four that also lost their breadwinners during that period were also disenchanted with the decision, of Tinubu, because they felt that if you are exonerating Ken Saru and others from killing our parents, who then killed our parents, they also demanded for closure so that for once they will know who killed their parents. But I think with this national honor, this probably gives them some feeling of nostalgia, some feeling of compensation for what may have happened, over the years.
All right, and the federal government, you think the federal government has other plans set up to ensure that the people not just feel that little form of closure, but if when the oil exploration activities resume, there will be no environmental crisis in Ogoni land?
Of course, there is a IPREP already operating in Ogoni land. That is the hydrocarbon remediation project that arose from a UNEP report, United Nations Environment Program report. Out of that report came the IPREP. And I'm sure that today, IPREP is operating in a lot of the communities that were badly impacted as documented in that UNEP report. So they are trying to do a lot of remediation, trying to reclaim a lot of land and others. But I also know that in recent years or so, we've had 1 or 2 or 3 oil spillages across some communities, probably due to system malfunction, maybe sabotage and all of that. But then, with the experience Ogoni had with SPDC, I'm sure they have the intellect, they have the human resource, they have those who are capable, who will be able to engage whoever there's going to be the operator on how to ensure that, look, this does not again impact on the environment of Ogoni people.
All right, Mr. Ige. Well, symbolically, this honor is regarded as powerful, but then there are questions of what practical safeguards are needed, to avoid this just being a political gesture. Do you think there are steps that are expected to be taken to ensure that this truly stands the test of time and fulfills the reasons for which it was given?
Yeah, I think this will stand the test of time. And I'm saying so advisedly on the basis of the fact that the people are by far more enlightened, judging from their previous experiences, they now know what to do going forward. And of course, whichever operator that will operate the OML 11, we also have a deep history of the struggle of the Ogoni people. So I'm sure this won't happen, again. Whichever operator that they're going to engage, we also engage with the people. We have a template. Everybody will see it. They'll be able to go forward. Whoever that is going to be the operator will also carry out what is called the environmental impact assessment. I think it's just a process that is starting. Oil exploration may not start immediately, but I think the president and Ogoni people have taken one giant step forward, which is that they've all agreed that oil exploration should continue. Let us honor those who died in the struggle. Let the people bury the past and let them now look for it. Because it's not just the federal government of Nigeria that has lost, in this struggle. Ogoni people also lost and are still losing even today, because the inability of any operator to operate that oil field also meant that a lot of some development that will have taken place in Ogoni land as a result of oil exploration activities, have not taken place, over 31 years now. So you understand why they will look at you with a cautious approach, but then they have learned bitter lessons from the past and might just chart a proper way forward for them.
All right, well, just before we let you go, a parting shot now, I'd like you to give some insights regarding what roles you feel the judiciary, traditional institutions, even the international community can play towards ensuring that environmental rights, the degradation, exploitation, and exploration going on in Ogoni land can truly, bring about those dividends or gains that the Ogoni people are clamoring for? Are there roles that should be played by these bodies?
No, I think that's known already. There's a United Nations Environment Program report that is going to, I'm sure, will guide the activities of whoever that will operate, the OML 11. In terms of institutions, they've already learned lessons from the past. They know what happened previously. I think the template is available. To me, I think it's a template of copy and paste. You know what has happened before. You know what UNEP is doing already. You know what the people desire. You know the hopes and aspirations of the people. And I think it's just to put this in black and white, then they'll be able to benchmark whatever are their hopes and aspirations against what they are going to get from the operator. If the operator will be NNPCL Limited, so be it. NNPCL will need to sit down with the first leadership of Ogoni people and determine how they want to go for, so that they can benchmark, everything and say, look, at this point in time, this is what we want, this is what we should get, this is how we want to go about it, and, all of that. So it's already, available. And should I also say that whoever that might be, this is what I think, whoever that might be the operator of OML 11 will probably be a Nigerian company. I'm sure you're aware that almost all the multinational oil companies have divested all their stakes in onshore assets. Ogoni Oilfield is an onshore asset. So a lot of multinationals have divested completely, from onshore assets. Remember that even Shell has sold its shares completely to Renaissance, energy company. Mobil has sold its onshore assets. Chevron has sold its onshore assets. Total has sold its onshore assets. So it will probably be a Nigerian company. And of course, it means that the Nigerian company will understand the feelings of the people.
Thank you very much, Public Affairs Analyst Olalekan Ige, for speaking to us in Niger Delta today.
Thank you for your insights.
You are most welcome.